Thursday, October 12, 2017. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. The wildfires in California continue. At least 23 people are now confirmed dead. There are still several hundred missing. It's hoped that they're just simply out of contact because of disruption of communications. The insurance industry has begun to take notice of what's going on. Apparently, according to a number of model estimates, there's as much as $65 billion of insured property at risk. The wildfires, according to Risk Management Solution, are operating or burning in an area now where there are approximately 15,000 structures that are exposed to potential destruction by the fires. According to CoreLogic, its analysis says that as many as 172,000 homes are at some level of risk from the wildfires in Napa Valley and the Santa Rosa metropolitan areas, and CoreLogic says that across the entire state of California, some $3.1 trillion of property are at some level of risk from wildfires. Analysts at the consulting firm Keefe, Brayett & Woods say the wildfires in California will likely result in an industry loss well below $5 billion and unlikely to hit the reinsurance penetration levels. They said that a number of primary insurers could in fact see their earnings affected. Well, as we talked yesterday, Tropical Storm Ophelia late yesterday became a hurricane, Hurricane Ophelia. So 2017 became the first year in more than a century in which 10 Atlantic storms in a row reached hurricane strength. Ophelia is far out in the Atlantic. It does not pose a threat to the U.S. It may turn toward Ireland later in the week. The last time 10 consecutive Atlantic storms became hurricanes was in 1893. Several days ago, there were reports from Japan that Kobe Steel was on the verge of discovering a major fabrication of data regarding specifications and strength of steel that it had sold to customers. Kobe Steel is now warning that there may be more cases of falsified product data. Kobe has already admitted that products were sold to about 200 firms with false data about the steel's strength and durability. According to the president of the company, the credibility of Kobe Steel, his company, has now plunged to zero. Toyota, Mazda, and General Motors were among the companies that had the steel that might have the questionable specifications involved. A gigantic investigation is underway at Kobe Steel, partially ordered by the government. The main concern here is going to be, of course, what did management know, and did they encourage and abet this process to falsify the data. 4 workers have been killed and 2 others injured in an explosion at a refinery, an oil refinery in the western province of Turkey yesterday. The refinery was owned by the largest industrial conglomerate in Turkey called the Koç Holding Company. The refinery is located in the Aliağa district out by Izmir. Caribbean telecoms company Digicel is expected to claim $45 to $50 million of losses on its property policy as a result of Hurricane Irma. JLT is thought to be the broker on the placement. According to the insurance insider, Tokyo Marine Kiln is the leader on the property direct and facultative placement, which is apparently broadly placed throughout the London market. Anguilla, the British Virgin Islands, and the Turks and Caicos were the worst affected, and that's where the claim from Digicel is originating from. The market is also expecting a loss from Digicel rival Liberty Global, whose Caribbean subsidiary Cable and Wireless was also severely impacted by the storms. There have only been few losses coming out of the Caribbean to date following the destruction caused by Irma. Sources say that an inability to successfully communicate with various islands due to power outages and network damage has hindered loss notifications. AT&T is getting ready to report third quarter earnings on October 24th. Yesterday it warned Wall Street that it expects to take a significant hit from hurricanes and the earthquake in Mexico. According to AT&T, the earthquake and the hurricanes that hit various parts of the U.S. shaved about $90 million off revenue and hurt pre-tax earnings by about $210 million or 2 cents a share. And the European Union's chief negotiator, Michael Barnier, said about an hour ago there has not been enough progress to move the next stage of Brexit talks to the next level as the UK wants. He said there was some new momentum in the process, but there was still deadlock over the so-called divorce bill, which he said was disturbing. He said decisive progress is in our grasp within the next 2 months, but he is not able in the current circumstances to propose next week to the European Council that we should start discussions on the future relationship. The British pound fell about 4 cents immediately after Barnier's comments. The UK Brexit Secretary David Davis spun a different story, saying that the spirit of cooperation that we've exhibited in the talks with the EU should follow through. The big concern here, of course, is that the British are desperate to have some sort of plan going forward approved by the European Union on their December meeting. Without that, the ongoing uncertainty as to the financial regulatory scheme is going to be destructive to the British economy. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.